Hello, Amusement Park Portal. Thanks for tuning in. I thought it'd be fun to make a video and look at Cedar Point and what would happen if Six Flags rethemed all the coasters over to DC superheroes. Now, as many of you already know, Cedar Fair and Six Flags merged last year to become one gigantic company. And one of the benefits of that merger is the addition of some new IPs. This includes the Looney Tunes IP, already being used at several Six Flags Legacy parks, and of course the DC IP, which is also being used at several Six Flags Legacy parks. Now this video is just for fun. I in no way have any kind of insider information or any proof that any of these rides are going to get renamed. However, I thought it'd just be kind of fun to look at it all and see, well, what they could rename the coasters at Cedar Point to if they were to rename them all to DC characters. So let's get into it. Now, Cedar Point is home to 18 different roller coasters. That's a lot. And currently, I don't think there's that many well-known superhero names out there to rename the rides to. So I had to dig deep for this one. We're going to use some, well, better-known DC superhero names and some not as well-known superhero DC names in this list. We also may throw a Looney Tunes name or two into the hat as well. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with the classic Arrow suspended coaster, Iron Dragon. As you know, Iron Dragon kind of goes through the forest and over like swampy areas of the park. So what better name is fitting than Swamp Thing? That's right, Swamp Thing. Many of you may not be familiar with Swamp Thing, but it used to have its own TV series years ago on network TV, and it was, of course, made popular by the comic books, but the name is quite fitting for this ride and where it's located in the park. So, Iron Dragon, say hello to Swamp Thing. Next up, we have the classic Mine Ride, located in Frontier Town in the back of the park. So what better name than Yosemite Sam's, like Gold River Adventure or Minecart Madness, something along those lines, would fit in perfectly in that part of the park. Next up, we have Gatekeeper up near the front of the park. This is the park's B&M Wing Coaster. Now, what would be a good name for this? Easy. We got Nightwing right here. One of the lesser known DC characters, but it fits the theme perfectly, the colors, and the name's kind of cool as well. So not only would this be a cool name for the coaster, but it also helped this underappreciated DC superhero get some more recognition as well. Our next coaster is located near the middle of the park, Rougarou. Now this coaster's already underwent a name change a couple years ago. Used to be Mantis, a stand-up coaster, but now we're going to call it Bizarro. That's right, folks, Bizarro. Now, many of you may know Six Flags Great Adventure used to have a floorless coaster called Bizarro. Well, currently it's named Medusa, but the name was out there. In addition to Six Flags New England, had a Intamin coaster with the same name as well. Now, next up, we head over to the boardwalk and check out the Mouse Coaster, also known as, well, the Wild Mouse. And there's one name that would fit this coaster perfectly: the Joker. With all the spinning motions of this ride and, well, you just don't know which way you're going to go next, the Joker would be the most fitting name to rename the Wild Mouse at Cedar Point. Now, remember how I said I was going to throw a Looney Tune name or two into the mix? Well, here we go. Woodstock Express, which is one of the park's family coasters located in Camp Snoopy, would be changed to Roadrunner Express. Now, there are several Six Flags parks already using this name, but it does fit. And Roadrunner is a character that a lot of kids do know, they are familiar with, so voila, here you go. And right across from Woodstock Express is the other coaster located in Camp Snoopy, Wilderness Run. This is a children/family coaster, so it'd be cool if they renamed it Batgirl. That's right, we're going to use Batgirl for this one. What do you think? Alright, the next coaster on our list is also the park's newest coaster, and that would be Siren's Curse. Now, I really like the name of this coaster, but if we had to change it, there would be one name that would suit this coaster perfectly. And that would be Harley Quinn Crazy Train. If we had to change the name, I think that would be a fitting name for this coaster. I mean, even the colors are already there for the Harley Quinn theme. Next up, we have the park's racing coaster, Gemini. And I've got the perfect name for this one. What name would be better fitting than Two-Face? That's right, Two-Face. You got two different sides of the face. He's always flipping the coin. You could have the coaster themed each train, and they could do like a coin toss at the beginning, the heads and tails. And so instead of like red and blue, you could have heads and tails and go about it that way. I think that would be a really cool name change for Gemini at Cedar Point if they were to do it. Next on our list, we have the park's dive coaster, Valraven. Now this was a tough one. I had a few different names I could choose from, but at the end of the day, the most fitting name for this ride, because of all the loops and inversions and twisted track you see in it, I come up with the name Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth. Currently, several Six Flags parks are utilizing this name on various attractions like coasters and Spin and Pukes. Now, right next to Valraven, we have the park's classic 1964 wooden coaster, the Blue Streak. Well, we all know, not only because of the name, but the coaster itself is blue, so Mr. Freeze it is. There you go. Now, while I'm not a fan of renaming this classic coaster, again, we're just doing this for fun, Mr. Freeze does kind of fit, if you're looking at it that way. Now, heading back a little further in the park, we have the park's classic Aero Hyper Coaster, Magnum XL200. This is another one I had a difficult time picking a name for, but at the end of the day, we picked Shazam. Now, Shazam, they had a movie out recently, and Six Flags St. Louis already has a Scrambler ride themed to Shazam as well. So, what do you think? Probably one of the most obvious name changes on this list would be Raptor. I think we can all agree that the best name change for Raptor, if it were to switch over to DC, would be Batman. Yep, like Batman the Ride. Just about every Six Flags has a version of this. Most of them are like inverted, just like Raptor are. So this would be the perfect name to change Raptor over to. You could retheme the station to the Bat Cave. It'd be real easy to change the signage over to Batman. The colors kind of already match. I would say maybe get rid of the green, but I don't know. But you could also put lots of theming in the line, like there currently is at Six Flags parks as well. So, yeah, definitely Batman for Raptor. Next up, we have probably the least popular coaster in the park, that being Corkscrew. And what better name for Corkscrew? Well, the Green Lantern. That's right. One of the least popular superheroes out there, so I think the name is quite fitting for this one. Alright, now we are down to the last few coasters in the park, but before we get to them, I'd like to ask a big favor of you. If you could hit that like and subscribe button down below, it really does help us out, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you everybody that recently started following us on YouTube. Like I said, we really do appreciate it. So, on to Millennium Force. So Millennium Force is big, it's made of steel, and it's blue. So what better name than Superman the Ride of Steel? Now, like other Six Flags parks, they have versions of this as well that are kind of similar to Millennium Force, just on a slightly smaller scale. So Superman Ride of Steel makes perfect sense to rename Millennium Force to. Next up, we have the record-breaking Top Thrill 2. Of course, being the biggest coaster in the park and I think the fastest as well. So what better name than the Flash? This name just makes perfect sense for this coaster. I mean, Flash meaning speed. You can name it vertical velocity or not. I mean, however you want to do it, but several other Six Flags also utilize this name. We have one in Six Flags Chicago for their Intamin Impulse coaster. And of course, we have the new coaster in Jersey, the Flash, there as well, that just opened up this summer. So this name would make perfect sense for Top Thrill 2. Next up, we have Maverick, located in the back of the park. Now, this was tough because I really didn't have a lot of themes or characters I could theme that would fit in the Old West. So actually, I went with the Dark Knight coaster. Because, well, I guess that could fit in any theme. So they could repaint Maverick black and, well, retheme the trains, and voila, you got the Dark Knight coaster. And now we come to the final coaster, and what in my opinion is the best coaster in the park, Steel Vengeance. Now this is tough because I'm with Maverick, I'm out of characters that fit into the Old West theme. So we went with Cyborg. I mean, it kind of makes sense for this coaster. And of the list of characters that we have left to retheme the coasters after, this is the best I could do. Now, is it my favorite name? Absolutely not, but I guess we use what we have. And well, there you have it. There's our list of names we would change the coasters to if Cedar Point were to switch them all over to DC characters. Now again, this is just for fun. We thought we'd throw this out there. I want to know what you think. Do you like the name switches, or would you name them something else? Now, again, this is just for fun. This isn't going to happen. But I want to hear what you think. And if you were to rename the coasters, what would you name them as if they were to be DC themed? So let us know in the comments down below. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Like we mentioned earlier in the video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help us out a lot. And until the next video, we'll see you guys out on the Midway real soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.